Exploring the Civil War. The Civil War was like a sibling fight because fighting within a country is like fighting within a family. But first we have to see why. It all started with the weather. As you see in the picture, the North had bitter cold winters and hot summers. The South, on the other hand, had mild winters and blistering summers. The North was also very mountainous, so they took advantage and started up factories. The South had very flat lands that were superb for agriculture. But the Southerners could not farm all this land by themselves, so they ordered themselves hundreds and thousands of slaves. Since they had different climates, they had different economies, like a brother liking soccer and a sister liking makeup. Now we're jumping into the next section, slavery. Everyone knows that slavery was a cruel and nasty thing to do to an innocent human being. But does everyone know about how slavery was an unofficial start to the Civil War? As you see here, families were broken up and friendships were shattered. Anyway, what happened to a slave that either they got sick or died on the Middle Passage, they were thrown overboard. Compromises have had to be made to stop this horrendous war. Here were a few needed to stop this war and a few that made it worse. In 1857, the case of Dred Scott, a slave who had lived in a free state of Illinois and the free territory of Wisconsin before moving back to the slave state of Missouri. This compromise was only temporary, and just like a sibling fight, the tension rose back up again. Some of the deadliest battles were mostly in the border states, since that's where the two collided. The Wilderness, a battle in Virginia, fits into the category, but not close to the worst. The Confederacy had 1,495 casualties, and the Union had 2,246. The fourth worst battle was the Battle of Chancellorsville. The two sides had a tie at exactly 160 deaths each. Coming in the third was Spotsylvania Courthouse. Union lost since they had 2,725 killed, when the Confederacy only had 1,400 out of commission. Now, the big winner, Gettysburg. They had all the makings of a war, to be remembered as the deadliest battle ever. The Union came out on top, while the Confederacy trembled. The Union only had 23,000 casualties, and the Confederacy had 28,000. The issues which divided the sections were born and we seceded, thought the South. On the other hand, the Union had different plans. They believed that secession, leaving a country, is like breaking a close family. As said by Abe Lincoln, a house divided against itself cannot stand. The Civil War brought the United States the end of slavery. The South was destroyed and the slaves were set free. For the first time ever, the slaves and the slave owners were on the same page. They had nowhere to go. Most slaves went to the north and some stayed behind to help build their new homes. It was not one of America's proudest moments, seeing that our own brothers have no home. This is likely not the case in a sibling fight, that one sibling ends up homeless or on the streets. But it is still sad that even within families there are fighting, whether it is country against country or brother against sister. Nothing good can ever follow. Unlike a sibling fight, where there is a mom or dad to break it up when it gets way too out of hand. In this case, there was only one solution: to let it continue until there is a winner. The Civil War did many things to the country of America. Simply, it brought the nation together. It also abolished slavery, which could have easily been the biggest feud in history. The abolishment of slavery, in a way, brought the nation back together again, for the first time in a long time.